What's up, fans? Welcome back to my channel and welcome to finally the finale of my review of the Predator franchise. And today we'll be talking about the most controversial Predator film, The Predator. And spoilers coming up right now, and I hope you guys enjoyed the show. All right, quiet on set. Scene one, take one. Action. The Predator was directed by Shane Black and it stars Boyd Hollingbrooke, hopefully I didn't butcher his name, Olivia Munn, Jacob Tremblay, Sterling K. Brown, Keegan-Michael Key, Trevante Rhodes, Jake Busey, Alfie Allen, and Thomas Jane. So the story goes is that a Predator is running away from another Predator spaceship and it crashed, so it crash lands to Earth, and McKenna, played by Boyd Hollingbrooke, discovers a spaceship when he gets all his squad killed, and he finds a bit of Predator technology. He sends it to his home in the US because he's in Mexico right now killing cartels. Okay. But since we all know that Sterling K. Brown is the head of a government agency that from the Predator 2 movie that actually is on the hunt for Yautja to actually get to know them. Not only do they capture McKenna, but they also capture the Yautja that crash landed. So they try to recruit Olivia Munn's character because she's a scientist and she always wanted to do alien experiments. So they get her, but then again, everything goes wrong. So then the Yautja escapes. McKenna's, I believe that he's going to be sent to a loony bin or someplace with a bus full of other crazy people, as they say, called the Loonies. So they all get roped together on this whole thing. Well, an uber predator or a super predator or ultimate predator was actually after the smaller predator. I mean, bear with me, guys. A lot of shit happens in this movie, really. Well, at the same time, McKenna's son, played by Jacob Tremblay, who has autism, gets to learn about the Predator technology since he actually got the package, and he also gets roped into this. So it's all up for our friends and everybody else, or our characters, to basically try to defeat the Predator, the ultimate uber predator. Now, I know that is a terrible description of the movie because a lot of stuff happens in this movie, really. So this is going to be something different, since if you guys know that I actually am one of those fans that actually enjoys this movie. I don't think it's a masterpiece. No, it's not, because I'll get to that. But I want to do something different since I do like this movie. Usually I like to list what I don't like and what I like, just to make it more of a praise film or praising a movie. Here I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna flip it I'm gonna say what I like and then what I dislike about the movie. Even though I like the movie, there are some heartbreaking things that I just want to say, because this is actually my honest opinion on the movie. So let's get on to what I like. I love the characters. I love the characters. I like how just every character, I mean, I know that some of the jokes they say is not really funny, but I just like them. They're so memorable, and you can tell that the actors are having so much fun. Especially Sterling K. Brown. You can tell that guy was having a blast doing this movie. Freaking how he just laughs at some of his speeches. Chewing gum, I believe. Yeah, McKenna, even though this is that cliche, stereotypical, grouchy, badass character, he's still pretty cool. I like the tough guy in him. Yeah. Jacob Tremblay's character, he's not only adorable, but he's really cool. I actually really like him. He's actually pretty funny. Olivia Munn, whew, she's great. I like how resourceful she is. I also like this character Nettles, who is very religious. It's like that. He goes, end of days, end of days. But I also like that one joke where this whole speech happens and then Williams calls them pussies because they just want to stay sick or just lay around and not do anything about this whole situation, this crisis that they're in. So he leaves, and then freaking Nettles is because McKenna has a wife, and then because they're at his wife's house, that's where his son lives. And then she also gives this speech about, oh, that they're divorced, like her and McKenna are divorced, but he's a great soldier. But then, all right, now I'm gonna get to the joke. Is that Nettles goes up there's like, I don't like your speech. So because once again Williams calls him pussy, he's like, I don't like your speach. It didn't really inspire me or anything like that or motivate me, but he just called me a pussy, and nobody calls me a pussy. he just goes. I also like he has a crush on Olivia Munn's character. This is actually kind of cute. Like, so we have a lot in common. Like, you like music, I like music. She's not even giving him attention. I mean, I think she's hearing him, but she just doesn't want to give him attention. This is funny though. I also like that one joke with that one government agent, how Olivia Munn's characters, they're just in this room and they're gonna go down onto to see the Yautja, and then they're at this little the entrance, and then it just goes down, and then the guy that's sitting on the desk who pressed a button, he's just like, oh, is it just you or is this room getting bigger? Every fucking time. I just like Shane Black's humor, but we'll get to that later. Matt Keegan, Michael Keith's character, even though I'm not a huge fan of his mom jokes, he's really funny in this movie, and you can tell he was having fun too. I like everybody. I actually really like everybody. They're really nice. It's unfortunate before what happens to them at the end of the movie, which I'll get to that again with my negatives of the movie. But yeah, I really like the loonies. They're really memorable. I mean, shit, they do pretty much remind me a bit of the first few squad casts of the first two movies. That's just my opinion, though. I just like how they're kind of a satire of these macho characters from the 80s, and well, they get disposed of in a comedic way near the end of the movie, which is kind of a negative for me, but again, I'll get to that. Yeah, I really like the Looney characters, are really good. The Uber Predator, the Ultimate Predator, played by TJ Stoner, plays Godzilla in the Monsterverse, by the way. He's really cool. I like that he has his exoskeleton, man. It is so cool. I also like the smaller Yautja, which then again, I also have even there's a little inconsistency there, but he tries to give these the planet Earth this little gift because there is a war coming with the Yautjas taking over apparently, and he does end up slaughtering people in funny ways, but I'm like, I mean, did you really have to kill everybody? But then again, things don't go to plan, but yeah, I mean, he could have just sneaked away with his camouflage, but whatever. The comedy, I actually like the comedy in this one, but it does get a little overboard in some moments of the movie, so yeah. The action is pretty decent. I mean, as much as I have a problem with the third act, either way, it's mostly with the first two acts. The action is pretty good, actually. I also like the lore that they added. I think it actually is a nice continuation of Predators, how like there's many different Yautja clans at each other's throats, or they just don't agree with each other. So this one, obviously, there's actually enhancements and basically crossbreeding, I believe, with other species, and obviously the smaller Predator disagrees, and there's a lot of disagreements on the Predator clan. So, well, that just shows right there that there are some Yautjas that want to be super powerful by injecting themselves with multiple species, but there's always going to be this one whole little disagreement. So I like how not every Yautja is in agreement to crossbreed, because it actually does go against the code. And I like how these bad bloods, obviously the Ultimate Predator is a bad blood, they're actually against the code of honor, and the smaller one is for the code of honor. Although I still find it funny how the smaller one dies real quick. Sorry. Yeah, I just really like these concepts, really. And the story is actually, I kind of like the story. It's pretty decent. You know, there's a lot of stuff going around. I kind of like the story a bit. It's just a fun movie for me to watch, for me though, personally, but it is a fun story to watch, but it is kind of a mess. So let me just get on to the negatives of this movie. Obviously, you can tell that there's too much studio interference. And there are some moments in the movie where I feel like this is something Shane Black would not do in his movies, really, because I love Shane Black. I love his movies. Actually, aside from Predator 1, I was a fan of the movie. I'm still a fan of the movie The Last Boy Scout, and he co-wrote that script, or I think he wrote the script himself, and I like the movie. It's actually really fun. It's actually not only funny, but it's actually, you know, it doesn't go overly comedic. And I believe that Fox kind of interfered and tried to make Shane Black make this movie overly comedic, because when I watch his other movies like Kiss Kiss Bang Bang or The Nice Guys, or just, yeah, The Last Boy Scout, which he wrote, the humor level is not the same. It kind of goes way too in your face. I mean, I enjoy the comedy in the Predator, but when I watch his other movies, they're not too in your face with the comedy. They're actually, I mean, the comedy is obvious, but it's subtle. It doesn't try to go too in your face. But I mean, I don't know what happened. And you can tell that this film was just rearranged in a couple of stuff because the pacing is off. And because there is just the movie, it feels a bit too fast paced, and a couple of the editing, it just feels like, wait, did we just miss something? Are we missing something? Because yeah, I mean, Shane Black did. I mean, a lot of people confirmed that, yeah, the film was shifted around multiple times when it comes to the pacing and I believe scenes, but I don't know, man. It just, oof. And let's just get on to another big thing that I don't like is the third act. Third act doesn't feel, I mean, it does, in ways it does fit well with the rest of the movie, but I don't know, man. It just feels so hella rushed. Especially the CGI on the Ultimate Predator, ugh, it's horrendous. I mean, I mean, I kind of like that Keegan-Michael Key and like with the two characters that are like friends or whatever. I don't mind their death scenes, but a lot of the death scenes of these characters didn't feel right. They were just so rushed. They didn't get honorable deaths, and man, just I don't know, just a lot of the deaths, especially Sterling K. Brown's character, man, he just gets killed like in a comedic way. I mean, it's funny in a way, but then again, when I think about it, oh come on, man, this guy couldn't get at least a more honorable death. That guy was fun to watch, and this is the death they're gonna give him. I don't know, man. The whole third act just felt super hella rushed, really. I can tell that, but the third act doesn't feel like something that Shane Black would do, really, because it just, in an interview, Shane Black did say that, well, the original cut, a lot of the Predator effects, they don't look good on daylight, so we decided to do it at night. I don't believe that was Shane Black's decision. I believe that was Fox's decision to do that. I believe that if Fox just stopped interfering with this movie, he would have done what he wanted to do. Yeah, kind of like a dark comedy, but not too in your face. Actually, I believe that his original vision is just way better than what we got. Cause there's some dog predator creatures, but then again, in the original concept that he had, or I believe in the original cut, there were multiple Yautja crossbreeds, like spider Yautjas, and he had dog Yautjas and other ones. And there were moments where there was these Yautjas that had been on Earth before, in Area 52. That was just pretty funny. And they team up with the humans because there's a Yautja war. Not only a war they want to go against Earth, but there's a war with the clans that want to protect the code of honor. And a lot of the set photos, and there's footage of it on the trailer, and I don't know, man, actually that sounded like a better movie. And also freaking Edward James Olmos' character was cut out. We've been known that Edward James was going to be in the movie, but once the movie came out, he's not in it. So I feel that the original cut of Shane Black, because apparently it does exist, apparently. It's just that, well, it doesn't exist completely because it's 80% finished. But, well, if Shane Black is allowed to finish that original cut that he had, I believe we would have gotten a different movie. And I believe much better movie, better paced, and the comedy is just cranked down a bit. And yeah, there's a better third act, because a lot of this movie, because of the pacing, doesn't really make that much sense. Man, while I enjoy the movie, I also feel like this is not something that Shane Black wanted us to see. And let's just get on to the last thing before I end the review, is the Predator killer. At the end, I'm pretty mixed about it. I'm still mixed because it is a cool concept, but and I also like that scene where they just look at the Predator once the whole the trailer shuts down. Freaking McKenna's like, "That's my new suit, Bubba. I just hope they have it in my size." I like that line, but I don't think that's something Shane. I mean, people could be like, "Well, it's kind of like like him homaging Iron Man 3, or if you watch Iron Man 3, that's something Shane Black would do." But I'm like, well, Iron Man 3 feels more of a real Shane Black movie to me, because I mean, there are some funny ass wacky decisions that he makes, in my opinion, but really, they're really badass and cool. The Predator killer is just goofy, but stupid. I just feel the Predator killer is a stupid ass concept, and I just feel like studio meddling got in the way, and they want to make it into like a superhero comic movie. And I don't know, it is kind of dumb to see that was what the Predator was giving us. And I don't know, I don't like the Predator killer. I don't despise it, but really, Predator killer? Yeah, so yeah, that's just what I gotta say about the Predator. I really like the movie, but I know there's flaws with it. The more I think about it and the more I watch it, and I still like it. I even say I would love it at some points, but the flaws are apparent there. But honestly, I'm never gonna think it's a bad movie. But what we got, I mean, man, I'm actually one of those movies that I actually quite enjoy. Personally, I am a fan of the movie. But yeah, so if I were to give the movie a rating, I would love to give it a 4 out of 5 or a 3.5. But I'm just gonna stick for now to a solid 3 out of 5. But this is a movie that I still quite enjoy, and I would pop in every now and then. Hopefully, we'll be able to see Shane Black's original cut in the future. Heck, if Alien 3, a movie that I think is underrated, if Alien 3 can get a David Fincher's, the assembly cut as we call it, which is closer to David Fincher's original version, and a lot of Alien fans agree that it is a superior cut than the theatrical cut, and actually is a more watchable version of Alien 3, then why not with the Predator? I believe that, well, this is just me though, I believe that with this new upcoming Predator film, I believe is gonna reinvent the franchise, is gonna reboot the franchise, and hopefully it'll spark interest on Fox or 20th Century Studios now to let Shane Black go back and finish his original vision of Predator. Maybe rearrange some scenes and stuff like that. So I don't know, that's just me though. And I do want them to do a continuation of the Predator, because I know this new Predator is not going to be a direct continuation. As far as we know, for now, there is the new Predator film is going to take place in pre-colonial era times, or colonial era times. So it's going to focus on Native Americans. So that is cool. That is a movie that we all wanted to see. So that is good. So I like this movie is going to be set in the past. So of course it's not going to be a direct continuation of Predator, but I do want them to do a continuation of the Predator. Maybe do a couple of retcons or whatever. Me, I am writing a script that's actually continuation of the Predator. You know what I'm gonna do though? Here's a spoiler for you guys. I'm gonna destroy that Predator killer. No matter how the Predator ended, how it's gonna hype the suit up, I actually want to destroy that suit around the first or second act. Let me know what you guys think, if that's a good idea. But yeah, I don't want the Predator killer to be a huge thing in the next installment. Let that thing get destroyed. But yeah, despite my complaints on the movie, despite this whole jumble mess of a review, I still quite like this movie. And to me though, that in my personal opinion, I am a fan of this movie, despite, you know, me giving it 3 out of 5 stars. So that is my review for the Predator. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. So this is JAVIWOOD Production signing off, and hope you guys enjoy the show, and hope you guys enjoy my Predator reviews.